Hi friends, it's Morah Rachel here, and I'm going to read to you Sammy Spider's First Passover. It's written by Sylvia A. Rouse and illustrated by Catherine Janice Khan. That's who drew the pictures. Sammy Spider was fast asleep in his web high up on the Shapiro's living room ceiling. As the warm spring sun shone through an open window, Sammy snuggled deeper into his cozy web. That's Sammy the Spider in the web. A sudden swishing noise startled him awake. "Mother," he screamed, "a monster has broken our web." Does that look like a monster to you? Sammy scurried across the ceiling and hid in a corner. Mrs. Spider hurried to comfort him. "Don't worry, Sammy. That monster is called a broom, and Mrs. Shapiro is using it to dust the ceiling." Here's Mr. Shapiro, and he's using the broom to clean the ceiling. Each spring, the Shapiros give their house a special cleaning to prepare for Passover. Springtime is a perfect time for us to make a new web. Have you guys been cleaning around your house for Pesach? I have. "I don't know how to make a web," Sammy said sadly. "I'm going to teach you," said his mother, giving him a big hug. Will we celebrate Passover too?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," laughed Mrs. Spider. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders spin webs." We begin spinning one thread. Then we spin a second and a third. Finally, we spin a fourth to make a square. See? Here's a square. It has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. But Sammy wasn't listening. What is Mr. Shapiro putting on the table?" he asked. "That's called matzah." Mrs. Spider replied, "Tonight is the first night of Passover, and the Shapiros will have a special meal called a seder." We're going to have a seder too for Pesach. Then Mrs. Shapiro brought in a big platter with a roasted egg and a bone. Here's the roasted egg. Here's the bone. Parsley, charaset, bitter herbs. That's called a seder plate. Mrs. Spider explained, "The Shapiros will eat special foods at their seder." "Do spiders eat special foods for Passover?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," answered his mother. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders eat flies and other insects. To catch them, we spin a web, and I need your help. Watch me attach a circle to the inside of our web." So remember the square web they built right here? Here, the spider is building a circle inside of it. A circle is a round shape. So first they built a square and then a circle. Here's the square on the outside, 4 sides, and here's the circle inside. But Sammy wasn't listening. He was hovering on a silky strand above the table. There he is, watching the Shapiros at their seder. Crunch went the matzah as Mr. Shapiro broke it in half. Sammy watched him wrap one of the broken pieces in a bright red napkin. That's what we're going to do at the seder. At Yachatz, we crack the matzah in half and we put the bigger piece in a bag and then we go hide it. Here he put it in a red napkin. When Josh wasn't looking, Mr. Shapiro hid it on top of the bookcase. Right here. Sammy climbed back up to the ceiling. "Mother," he asked, "why did Mr. Shapiro hide the matzah?" "It's called the afikoman," Mrs. Spider answered. "After the meal, Josh will try to find it. If he does, he'll get a prize." So the hidden matzah is called the afikoman. "What fun," Sammy said. "Can I play too?" "Silly little Sammy," said his mother. "Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Spiders spin webs, and I really need your help to spin a triangle inside the circle." See over here? He built a triangle inside the circle. Here's the circle, and now here's the triangle. Triangle has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. That's our triangle. But Sammy wasn't listening. He looked longingly at the hidden afikoman. "All right," sighed Mrs. Spider. "You may watch the seder for a while." Sammy quickly crossed the ceiling and stopped right above the bookshelf. As Josh finished reciting the 4 questions, he listened as the family sang Passover songs and took turns reading the story of Moshe, who led the Jews to freedom. Remember we learned the Pesach story? How Moshe took the Jews out of Mitzrayim? So after that, the Shapiros began their Seder meal. That is Shulchan Aruch. That's when we eat all the yummy foods that our mommies are making for us. Sammy had never seen so much food. At last, it was time to search for the afikoman. Sammy wished he could help, but he remembered his mother's words. Spiders don't celebrate Passover. Swinging from a strand of webbing, he watched as Josh searched every corner of the room. See? He's looking all over for the afikoman. When Josh neared the bookshelf, Sammy got excited. Something shiny caught Josh's eye. It was an amazing little web with a beautiful Jewish star inside. "Wow," breathed Josh. As he went closer to look, he spotted the afikoman just below the glistening web. Here's the web, and here's the hidden afikoman on top of the bookshelf. "Wow, I found it," he squealed. And look, inside we have a Jewish star. This is called a Magen David right here. This star inside the circle. And that's what the spider built. Sammy glowed with pride. "I did it, Mother. I helped Josh find the afikoman." There's Sammy. "And you also spun a beautiful web," Mrs. Spider answered. "You used all the shapes I taught you." In his excitement, Sammy didn't even know that he had spun a web. As he looked back at the bookshelf, he beamed. "It was easy, Mother. You make a square, a circle, and a triangle. Then you pass over with another triangle. That's how spiders celebrate Passover." See here? He made 2 triangles. Here's 1, 1, 2, 3. That's the 3 sides. And then another one. 1, 2, 3. And then, so he combined 2 triangles to make this Jewish star symbol. And he was so happy and proud about it. The end. Hope you enjoyed it.